Hello, this is Pearl, and today I'm going to read Little Pilgrim's Progress, Chapter 31, Demas in the Silver Mine. Bayans and his schoolfellows walked on together, laughing and talking. Christian and Hopeful were not very far from them, and presently the four boys ran after them, and began to ask them foolish questions. They pretended that they wished to know whether some of the things they were fond of doing were wrong, and likely to displease the king, and they hoped that Christian would not be brave enough to answer them truly, because then they would be able to call him a coward. But although little Christian was a shy and timid child, he was not afraid to speak the truth. He had learned to love the king dearly, and no fear of what these rough boys might do to him would have made him agree with Bayans and his friends. He answered all their questions bravely and truly, and at last they began to feel ashamed of themselves and said no more. Christian was very glad when they left him, and he went on with Hopeful, while Bayans stayed behind with his three idle companions. Very soon the little pilgrims came to a narrow plain, where the pathway was smooth and easy, and just beyond it they saw a hill with an opening in its side, like the mouth of a cave. A lad was standing upon the hill, and when Christian and Hopeful passed by, he called to them, saying, "Come up here, and I will show you something." "What is it?" said Christian. "A mine of silver," said the lad. "It is full of rich treasure, and you can soon gather up enough to take with you on your journey." "Oh," cried Hopeful, "let us go and look at it." But Christian pulled him back. "No, no," he said, "it is not a safe place." Then he called to the lad, whose name was Demas, and asked him if it were not dangerous. Demas knew quite well that it was very dangerous indeed, but he was a servant of the wicked prince to whom the mine belonged, and he had been sent there on purpose to tempt the pilgrims by telling them of its rich store of silver. So he answered, "It is safe unless you are very careless." But Christian turned away, saying to Hopeful, "We will not go. I am sure I have heard about it, and you see we could not reach it without leaving the way of the king." Then Demas cried, "If you will not come, you might at least wait for me, and I will go with you. I am a pilgrim too." "I don't think you are one of the king's pilgrims," replied Christian, "or you would not try to hinder us in our journey. We cannot wait for anybody." So Demas said no more, but watched for Bayans and the other boys who were not far off. Hopeful turned around to see what they would do. They did not love the king, and they did not care at all about the celestial city to which they pretended they were going. So when they heard of the treasure hidden in the hillside, they hurried eagerly to the mouth of the cave. Demas knew that the people who went into it to dig for silver were nearly always lost or killed there, but he told Bayans and his friends that it was quite safe, and they were ready to believe everything that he said. Christian and Hopeful saw them enter the cave, but no one ever heard anything of them again. No doubt they ventured too far along the dark and winding passages, and were never able to find their way back into daylight. When the little pilgrims had walked for some distance beyond the hill, Hopeful stopped suddenly, saying, "Oh, what can that be?" Christian looked where he pointed, and saw a strange white figure standing by the roadside. As they came nearer, the boys saw that it did not move, and it was in the shape of a woman, with her face turned away from the celestial city. "Do you think she was a pilgrim?" whispered Hopeful. "I don't know," said Christian. "It looks like a statue. I wonder why it is placed here by the wayside." They walked around it and looked at it carefully. At last Hopeful saw a few words carved upon the border of the woman's veil, just where it lay upon her forehead. They were old and worn, and he could not make them out, but after puzzling over them a little, Christian read them. "Remember Lot's wife." "I know what it is now," he said. "I read about it in the library at the Palace Beautiful." Then he told Hopeful how the king had once rescued a man named Lot, with his wife and 2 daughters, from a city that was being destroyed for its wickedness. He sent an angel to bring them out, and the angel told them not to look back. But Lot's wife did look back, and the moment she turned, her body grew quite stiff, and she became a pillar of salt, so that she could never move again. "What a dreadful thing," said Hopeful. "Is it put here to frighten us?" Not to frighten us, I think, but to make us careful. I am very glad we did not go up the hill when Demas called us. So am I, for I should not like the king to punish me."